plans for questions?
Yeah.
I don't want to be in. Just
Thank you very much.
So we gotta go through here so we can.
Rolling. Rolling. All right.
You ready?
Ready?
Do you mind introducing yourself?
Yeah. Joe DeSena, CEO, founder of Spartan, and dad, husband. Yeah, that's who I am. That's what I do every day, all day. I got a ferocious appetite for business and for moving people. I love pushing people.
Where does it come?
My dad had this knack. You know, if you and I had come over the house when I was a kid, and our goal was to watch a movie, within 7 minutes of you arriving at my house, you had a hammer and we were building something for my father.
Staircases?
Like sheetrock. We were hanging sheetrock. We were installing plant. My father was never sitting still, and he just sucked everybody into a vortex around him. And then my mom did the exact same thing, but around yoga, meditation, and health food. So if you were drinking a soda, she would rip it out of your hand. You know, if you were eating sausage and peppers, that got replaced
So
with.
it's like softly extreme in its own way.
They were both extreme. They were both extreme in their own ways, but she was focused on health and wellness, and he was focused on work and business.
And that manifests in Joe's life as...
Yeah, I think my life is part yogi, part business person, part workaholic. Give me Ernie. Ernest Shackleton just showed up. We found, where'd we find Shackleton? In the English Channel swimming. He was swimming the English Channel. He was surrounded by sharks, and we saved him.
When you were working after your construction industrial days, if you will, in finance for BlackRock?
Yeah, I worked on Wall Street for 15 years. I mean, you can see this guy is a Shackleton. 15 years I did finance, and he's all full of mud. My kid gave him to me, all full of mud. My wife is gonna lose her mind. But you know, and we made money. I had a firm on Wall Street. We made money, and it was good. He's all full of mud.
I know, he was just outside.
What?
He was just outside.
I know, so you gotta like clean him off or something. Mommy's gonna go nuts. And now I'm all full of mud, which is fine. Except mommy's gonna go nuts.
So you're on Wall Street.
Wall Street, built a firm, did that for 15 years. You know, it was a means to an end.
What was that?
For me, I needed to make money. I wanted to make some money. I didn't want to have pressure. We all have pressure, but I didn't want to have tremendous pressure like my mother and father did during their relationship. That was based on money and being able to pay the bills. So I wanted to have a nest egg was my plan. Everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face, right? Yeah. But my plan was to have a nest egg so that we could do the things we wanted to do, but not have to worry about the monthly bills. Well, that got thrown out the window.
Was that because of Spartan or because of the...
I mean, Spartan just sucked so much money out of our savings. And then the 2008 financial crisis and COVID. I mean, it's, you know, again, everybody's got a plan till you get punched in the face. But the bottom line is I can't complain. I mean, we're not living in extreme poverty. We're fine. But I put 15 hard years in to save some money, and Spartan sucked up a lot of it.
The name of this series is called Surviving Capitalism.
Yep.
Question is, what does that mean to you?
I mean, when I think about surviving capitalism, I think, what would it be like surviving communism or socialism? Like, you know, we might not have the best system. It might not be a perfect system, but it's the best system we have, in my opinion. But I grew up here. You grew up here. I can't imagine a system where you can't wake up and start your own business or get after things and and reap those rewards would be something that I would be interested in. I love getting after it and then seeing some rewards. And by the way, you don't have to keep those rewards. You could share them. You could donate them. But just being able to do it, to be able to come up with an idea. Watch Shark Tank. Shark Tank's on like every night. If you don't believe in capitalism, just watch Shark Tank. It's awesome. People get to come up with cool ideas. Now one of the flaws in capitalism for me is I just don't think we should be allowed to sell stuff that isn't healthy. You know what I mean?
So profit and pain and
yeah, or tax the hell out of it. Like I love where we ultimately ended up with cigarettes.
$13 packs in New York State.
Yeah, I love the fact that it's overpriced. There's a skull and crossbones on the pack. Like if you want,
hanging out.
yeah, if you wanna sell Fruit Loops cereal, do the same thing. Tax the hell out of it. Put a skull and crossbones on it. And then the other one, I was just talking to Mark Cuban yesterday. He had a great idea, which was, look, if you believe in freedom so much that you can't get your head around, overpaying for Fruit Loops or having a sugar tax or whatever, well, then you get to make a choice as an American that says, I won't access your healthcare system. I'll pay for everything myself, but I want to be able to do anything I want.
It's like a little socialist and a little capitalist
Yeah.
at the same time. So you have a public version and a private version? Is that kind of the gist of it?
I guess it's look, just putting guardrails on things feels a little socialist, right? Like when I was with Joe Rogan, his thing was he really believes in freedom. His audience really believes in freedom, and I get that, but I'm like, why don't 12-year-olds drive cars? Like that.
Have you been to Turkey yet, or?
I'm just saying, like in the United States, we don't let 12-year-olds drive cars, and so I guess you could argue, freedom. We should let 12-year-olds. We don't let people do heroin. Freedom. There are certain things we don't allow. Now I know you can cross the line and go too far, but it seems logical to me that shitty foods, shitty things, services and products that we sell that are unhealthy for human beings, that ultimately tax our system, we should get rid of.
So what do you think the unintended consequences of capitalism are then?
Well, I think it's exactly what I said. The unintended consequences are people come up with things that we want to buy, products and services that aren't necessarily good for us. We go to the lowest common denominator, right? We've gotten to this place where it's like, how do we make lives simpler? How do we make lives softer? How do we make lives addictive so we can sell more products? So there's a downside in that we optimize, the companies, the folks in business, we optimize for things that are gonna easily sell a lot. And those things, it's very hard to sell Spartan. It is hard because it's a hard product. It's a hard service. It's
Dominant, aggressive.
but you got to do the work. You got to sign up for this thing. You got to do the work. You got to put down the cookie, go to bed early. It's a hard thing to sell. It would be so much easier for me to sell.
A music festival.
Yeah, a music festival covered in chocolate with licorice and cotton candy. That's an easier thing to sell. So I think one of the downsides to capitalism is it ends up leaning that way. And then this whole system of being able to buy votes, even if they're indirectly.
They call that lobbying. They call it legalized, and they call it.
Yeah, and it's unacceptable. I mean, my friend went in to try to turn around the New York City school system, the food, at $1.1 billion budget annually, and he said, I'm going to get rid of soda, I'm putting in wheat bread, I'm getting rid of French fries, I'm getting rid of milk, and he couldn't get anything done, zero, because Coca-Cola they give $60 million to the school, the potato lobby, so there was no way around it. So another downside to our system is, look, if you're going to get elected, you want to give stuff, you want to figure out how to make Coca-Cola happy, you want to figure out how to make these companies happy. So again, it goes back to, if it's not healthy, now then they throw some pseudoscience in, right? Well, how do you know it's not healthy? And so it took 35 years to figure out we knew cigarettes weren't healthy, but
Well, we trusted the information from scientists who were paid by the very corporations that were selling.
Yeah, it's not even that we trusted the information. It's that, you know, it's not cognitive dissonance, but it's confirmation bias. That confirms what you like. So if you like ice cream and there's an article in the paper, you know, ice cream calms the nerves, well, you're going to lean on that article you read to make sure you eat lots of ice cream. I mean, wine.
So how do we know that, staying on the question of capitalism, how do we know that we're not having a confirmation bias towards an economic system?
We could be. Like I said, I grew up here, and so this is all I know, and I like it. But you know, I don't know. Maybe I would have liked Siberia better. I don't know. I doubt it. I doubt it. Look, it's a pretty good system. There's a lot of people that have been able to dig their way out of poverty in this country. Could it be better? Absolutely. What I like about our system is that it seems to self-correct. It goes too far one way, it comes back the other way. But there's just a couple of major flaws I personally would like fixed, right? I think there should be term limits on congressmen and senators. It just doesn't make sense to me. I think get rid of the lobby, make it a fair playing field. Mark Cuban yesterday said to me something that would be amazing is the ranked voting. I like the ranked voting idea when he explained it to me. So if I'm voting for Biden first and Trump second and Cruz third or whatever, well, if you don't get 50% of the vote, well then you go you take a look at who had the highest ranking. I kind of like that because what it does is it allows others to join the game. Right now, an independent comes in, only gets 1 or 2% of the vote. There's really only 2 players, but maybe there'd be more than 2 players with ranked voting. So I like that. I love this idea, although who the hell could be trusted with it, of if it's unhealthy, we're not doing it. I love an idea of a rite of passage. Kids come out of high school. I think there's a lot of kids that won't sign up for the military because it's too long of a commitment, 5 or 6 years. I get that. So like, look, you come out of high school, you got to do 1 year. We're going to cover 25% of your tuition. But you got to get through this hard year. And it's basically buds, right? Mental and physical buds. I love the idea of that. Or maybe it's Peace Corps or something like, something along those lines. But most cultures used to have a rite of passage. They don't have them anymore. We don't have it anymore.
If you were to offer any advice to anyone about anything, if you want to say anything to the world, or share anything.
So the advice I would give, I just wrote a book. You guys haven't seen it yet, but I bet.
The name of the title.
the name of the title is Ready for Anything, and the idea was like, I need this book out there to the general population that just doesn't know these basic things we know, like wake up early, go to bed early. Sounds silly, but like there's really deep science on going to bed at the same time and waking up at the same time and how powerful it is. Go outside for 2 minutes, whether it's cloudy, rainy, it doesn't matter. Go outside right when the sun is coming up, when it's starting to get bright out. That's very powerful. Deep science on how powerful that is. It sets your clock. Drink 2 or 3 glasses of water first thing in the morning. And so my advice would be just follow this protocol. It's so simple. It's kind of like you can't drive your car unless you put gas in it or charge it if it's electric. Like you can't operate this body unless, sorry guys, you can't operate this body and this mind unless you follow this protocol. So sweat every day, work out every day, right? Eat a salad with every meal. Stay off the sugar. Anyway, 12 things that like if you just did this, if that was your baseline, oh my God, we fixed the whole world.
Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Before you went out to do your Olympics in Japan stuff.
Japan, I left you my sandbag. We could probably find that footage. I've been waiting 3.5 years to get this thing back. Rumor has it, it is in the car. There it is, baby.
Still 100 pounds?
My 100-pound sandbag. Woo! Look at that.
You're gonna start carrying that around now?
I'm gonna carry it around. I've been waiting for this baby. Woo! Ah, that'll wake you up.